Voters in Texas are heading to the polls today in statewide primary elections, and they'll see an historic number of women on ballots. More than 160 women across the state of Texas are competing in local, state, and federal primaries. It's all part of a national wave of women seeking public office, some of them for the first time. Jan Crawford visited Dallas to meet 4 first-time female candidates. She's with us now from Capitol Hill. Jan, good morning.
Good morning. You know, look, women make up more than half of the country, but less than 20% of the lawmakers here on Capitol Hill. And in Texas, those numbers are even lower. So this year, women across Texas and across the country are trying to change that.
Hey, we're going to have this town hall.
For first-time candidates, running for office is a baptism by fire.
Hi, how are you? To be a candidate, you blow open your comfort zone.
Being the person, actually running is a lot different.
Julie Johnson and Ana Maria Ramos are Democrats running for the Texas legislature. Republicans Jen Sarver and Jamie Blanco are running for Congress. They all agree it's time for a different approach to politics.
And people want somebody to solve problems and get things done. And I think that's a characteristic you hear about women running.
All that is happening is bickering and fighting. You know, we have kids that bicker and fight, and we saw that every day.
Right. Nearly 500 women are likely running for Congress, a new record, and roughly 200 more are exploring bids for statewide offices. Nearly 70% are Democrats. Debbie Walsh tracks female candidates at the Center for American Women in Politics.
We saw this increase start to happen almost immediately after the 2016 presidential election. And I think much of this has been in response to the election of Donald Trump.
For Johnson and Ramos, Hillary Clinton's defeat felt personal.
I was devastated. I was devastated. I didn't immediately decide I needed to run. I just knew that I needed to bump it up a notch.
The Women's March was really instrumental, march after march, of cities all across the country. And this outpouring of women saying enough is enough.
The increase in Republican women running has been much smaller, but Blanco and Sarver also found inspiration in 2016.
And I don't like the tone of our party right now. Do I step back and wait, or do I dive in and try to make it better? I want to stand next to the president and praise the policies I agree with when he's governing with conservative principles, but also be willing to call out the politics and the rhetoric.
I think that our party's forgetting that it is the women. The Republican Party has so many Republican women clubs everywhere, and they're actually the heartbeat of everything.
If we sat down and had coffee together, even though we're Republicans and Democrats, we could come up with some very meaningful solutions. And I think that's exactly why you're seeing so many women run. Thank you for your support.
Now, these women have obvious differences on policy questions, the size of government, and they're in competitive races like most candidates across the country. But regardless of whether they win or lose, they said they are going to keep working to find solutions. Bianna?
Some big changes in my home state. Jan, thank you.